Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today we got the Dragon Turn Attack tournament going on for the next 2 days and 18 hours, basically 3 days. So your goal is to clear the Dragon's Lair in as few turns as possible. Well, apparently to win incredible rewards. So we have the Prism Crystals. I'd say it's probably worth it. I'm in second place right now. We also have 3x speed drops. So if any time was a good time to farm Dragon, I'd say now is a very solid time to farm Dragon. So as far as this Turn Attack tournament goes, I want to share this sheet right here, which was done by the HH Network, I believe SAF over there, but I'll leave a link to this down below. Make a copy of it and you can plug your information in here. So for this tournament, I want to shoot for 6,350 points. So what you're going to do with this sheet is select the dungeon you're running, which in this case it's Dragon. We're going to do stage 10 hard, but if you're doing a different stage, you can change this. The tournament points required, 6,350. And my average turns are 30. So I'm going to get 67 points per run. Total runs is going to be 95 to finish the event. And I'm going to need to spend about 2,000 energy, 1,896 to be exact. So for me, I'd say it's worth it. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and finish out this event. And I want to share with you guys today what champions I'm going to be using to actually do this event. Now, I'm going to come over here to Dragon, show you guys the team I was running. I want to talk about some substitutions you can make as well, in case you don't have these champions. This is also stage 10. So if you can't do stage 10, if your gearing is too difficult or whatever it may be, then you can just go to stage 6. It's going to be a lot easier for you, and it's going to be very similar setup. It's still Void Affinity. Before we get into this, let's see the presets. The presets with Renegade are different than the presets with Kymar. So Mithrala, round 1, round 2, round 3. You can see the stats over here as well. She is in Regeneration plus Immortal. I'll talk more about her stuff later on. Stoutus, round 1, round 2, round 3, he never gets a turn basically. On round 2, he technically does get a turn with Renegade, so we'll turn that off. Renegade, round 1, round 2, and round 3. She's the slowest on the team, well, except for Stoutus, but that doesn't really matter. Seer, round 1, round 2, and round 3. And then Lydia, round 1, round 2, and round 3. Now, these are the presets with Renegade. They change very slightly with Kymar. So I want to go ahead and show you guys this team, how it runs, and then we'll talk about kind of how to go ahead and defeat the Dragon in as low turns as possible. This run is, like I said, about 30 turns on average, and is about a little bit less than a minute. I got a better one with Kymar. That was about 27 runs up, or 27 turns-ish, I believe, and it was like 44 seconds, I believe my best time was. You guys could probably have saw it from that previous screen, but either way, these both are both fast teams. The Kymar team I ran 20 times before doing this video, and it failed 0. So I feel very confident in sharing this team with you guys. Basically, how it's working is Seer is doing Seer things. She's using Lydia, placing the decreased defense and weaken. Lydia's also placing buffs. Mithrala's placing buffs plus Hex on the enemies. And then Seer, well, is doing Seer things, like I said, and just nuking the waves down on round 1. Round 2, we have a little bit of a delay because Seer, when Renegade reduces the cooldowns by 2 turns, Seer's not able to go straight into her abilities. That's why we have Renegade the slowest. So then she goes last, reset stuff, and then Lydia can then do her decreased defense and weaken, then Seer can do her nuke, versus Renegade going first, resetting Lydia, but not resetting Seer fully. So there we go. We got 59 seconds, turns 31 with 66 points. Come over to this calculator to double check. We'll say 31, and it should say, okay, 67. Maybe it's a decimal, but either way, this thing has been very accurate. Obviously, within a point, not a big deal. It's very, very new considering these tournaments just came out very, very recently. So there we go. We have 31 turns, 59 seconds. I'm more than happy with that. The Kymar version of it, like I said, I tested it 20 times flawlessly. So as I was saying, with the team, this is the wave clear, okay? Seer, Lydia, and possibly Mithrala because of the Hex plus the extra buffs as well. The boss killer is Stoutus plus Mithrala. So Stoutus is a pretty interesting champion. He has a very, very unique passive, and this is really all I care about. So basically this says, I kill Dragon hard. You can just ignore all the text and just imagine, hey, he kills Dragon hard. So what he does exactly is whenever an enemy attempts to place weaken, decreased defense, or a poison on this champion, reflex them back to the attacker. In other words, literally all the debuffs except for the stun that the Dragon places, Stoutus just sends them right back, which is excellent. Now, you don't have to have Stoutus. You can use champions probably like Rio, champions like Helior can also send back debuffs. But Mithrala can also do this by herself or with another support type champion. So you can make it work with those champions, bring a support here, but we're looking for low turn count. Not necessarily fast run, but though they do kind of go hand in hand, but we're looking for low turn count. So what I have Stoutus doing is going very slow in Stone Skin. 2 sets of Stone Skin, okay? I don't want him taking any turns. I have very good HP, 94,000, good defense, very, very low speed. Also, if I didn't have Faction Guardians, if I didn't need that, I have some pretty good champions in this faction, so I want that to stay there. But if I didn't need it, I'll just take it off. I mean, because 109 speed is even better at 99. So basically no speed if possible. I do have accuracy on him, though I've seen people say it's not needed. Though when I don't run it, it could just be a coincidence and he doesn't land the reflected debuffs. So I do have some accuracy. He does have enough from the aura to actually place the debuffs, but he also does bring a decreased crit damage. So if the dragon does get a crit, the crit damage is going to be decreased anyways. So that's his build. As far as the masteries go, we have War Master on him. Now the other champions, let's check out Mithrala. So Mithrala is built right now to duo Dragon Hard 9 with Artak. But for the turn attack tournament, I'm not doing that. Not yet, at least. So Regeneration plus Immortal to survive. Good HP, good defense. She's pretty fast. Accuracy and resistance, very important on her, of course. So skills, everything's fully booked, of course. Definitely fully book her. Get Brimstone on her or any of the other legendary champions you have on the team who you're building with accuracy as well. And it's going to make the run faster. If Brimstone pops, it's going to be that much quicker of a run. It's fantastic. Lydia, she's in a shield set to help Seer have extra buffs. She's also built relatively fast, 246. She really just needs to be faster than Seer. That's really the most important part. So Lydia is pretty fast, good accuracy, and then also War Master. We already talked about Stoutus. Let's talk about Seer. So Seer is built to hit. That's really all there is to it. She's 207. Obviously, you want her to go before the waves. So 207 plus, 205 plus, 200 plus is probably perfectly fine. Good crit damage. Good damage in general. Her blessing, she has Crushing Rend to ignore a little extra defense on that first hit. I'm enjoying it. For the masteries, we're going flawless execution. Though Helm Smasher would do more damage, it's more RNG. I'm not a fan of RNG. So we have flawless execution on the Seer. And then for the Renegade. Renegade versus Kymar. Renegade needs to be built slower than the team, in my opinion. So on wave 2, she resets, and then Lydia does her A2 ability, or decreased defense and weaken, and then Seer nukes versus if Renegade was the fastest, then Lydia would do her decreased defense and weaken, place the buffs, which is the biggest part because those buffs can be outran. So Seer, since it's a 4-turn cooldown on that A3 ability, she's going to have to still wait a turn anyway. So you could run the risk of possibly making some of your buffs fall off. So for me, I just like to play it safe. I like to use Renegade's reset after all the champions go. Renegade resets, and then that next rotation, they all start doing their actual good abilities, okay? So with Renegade, that's the breakdown on Renegade. With Kymar, on the other hand, you don't need him to be the slowest. You can have him the slowest, but I think he's the best being the fastest because it's going to lower your total turns. 317 is his speed. Masteries, they're not for this, so they're kind of irrelevant. I tried Newt. Newt does work here in place of Stoutus or Mithrala, though you're looking at a more risky run. So I ran a few of them. I ran like 5 and failed 2 or 3. So it works, but you're going to have to play around with it. I was getting the same turns as I am now, so it's not really worth it. But if you switch Renegade out and you put Kymar in, you do change the presets a little bit because now you want Lydia to, on this round 2, use the A2 first. Round 3, everything's, I think, good with Lydia. The Kymar, don't use the Seal of Magic on the round 1. Do use it on round 2. Mithrala, let's make sure everything's correct. Okay, open arm on both of those. Seer, number 1 on both of those. Maybe everything's fine. Maybe everything's the same. Maybe it's no big deal. Lydia, round 2, don't use that. Prioritize that. Yeah, I guess everything is actually perfectly fine. Maybe. Maybe it's not. Okay, so round 2, this doesn't need to happen because he's not going to be alive for that anyways, but having it not to use is perfectly fine, honestly. So yeah, let's go ahead and jump in here and try it with Kymar real quick. And guys, if you have any good teams, let me know. Share them down in the comment section below. Maybe I can showcase it before this Dragon event ends. But I think it's definitely a great time to farm Dragon. 3x speed drops. We got the Dragon Turn Attack Tournament. I mean, it's a really good time to actually go ahead, farm it, get some Prism Crystals, maybe open yourself up a Trunda, you know, because you'll probably get the best legendary from there. No useless one, right? I mean, Trunda or Herndig, who would you rather have? Let's be honest. Trunda all day. Well, most of the time. Maybe unless you need a decreased turn meter, right? I do want to share something once this run finishes, though. See some of the other like top teams. There is a Discord channel that you can visit. I'll leave that link down below, as well as that Google Sheet from HH Network. Link down below also if you guys want to check that out. But the Discord channel shows like the fastest teams, the lowest turn teams, like the true Krakens of Raid are in this Discord channel. So it's pretty interesting stuff. If you ever wanted to feel like your raid account was useless, that's a good place to check out, basically. Because even this team, 31 turns, is actually the same as the Renegade one, isn't it? Which it shouldn't be, but it is, just because renegade things. I guess the resets, that's the way it works out, okay? 53 seconds, 31 turns, not complaining whatsoever about that. Now, this Discord channel is the Raid or RSL leaderboards channel. So this channel has all kinds of leaderboards. So here we go. We got the Turn Attack, Stage 10, Acrizia, Yumiko, Newt, Ghostborn, and Seer, okay? I don't have these champions. I don't have Acrizia. I don't have Yumiko. 22 turns. We're not really that far away with 31 turns. I mean, let's see the point difference, okay? So 67 versus 70. That's not very much at all, actually. 67, so 3 points different per turn. So instead of spending 1,896, so 1,900 energy, you're spending 1,800 energy. So 100 energy more you're spending to get the exact same result. So you're doing a few more runs, 5 more runs of Dragon, but you have far less pay-to-win champions. So that is one example there on the RSL leaderboards. But 22 turns, we have people doing Fire Knight in 34 turns, a minute 24. Some crazy, crazy times, crazy, crazy teams, really insane empowerments. Let's go ahead and check out the Fire Knight here. Okay, it's not showing there. Let's go Fyro there. We'll go right here. This dude, check this out. +4, 2+4 Cardiels, a +4 Kymar, +4 Genzen, and a lowly unempowered Newt, which is because he just basically came out a few days ago. But guys, there you go. That's a Dragon Turn Attack tournament. If you want to do lower stages, and if you don't have Seer, your team's not going to be extremely fast. But if you have Seer, you can make some pretty fast teams. Stoutus, honestly, if I had more Stoutus, a good way to make this run even faster is to drop Mithrala, throw another Stoutus in there, and now you have a team that takes 25 turns, maybe even 20 turns, because you're getting no turns with the Stoutuses, both of them in Stoneskin, both of them just surviving. The Seer kills the waves, Lydia helps kill the waves, and then you get to the boss, and hopefully you're weak enough to just die. And now all of a sudden, Stoutuses just reflect all the poisons, everything back, and they're good to go. So either way, best of luck to you guys in actually farming this event. Hopefully you can build this team. This is a solid team just to use all the time, to be honest, though. We'll let it run one more time. It's pretty satisfying to watch. But this Hex actually does contribute well to the damage also. Like I said, I ran this team 20 times before doing this, and it didn't fail any of them. I don't think there's really much of a fail condition, honestly, with this setup, with this gear. I think it's very solid. Regeneration plus Immortal on Mithrala, Shield set on Lydia, or just a champion to help Seer. You could be your Renegade if you want it to be. Kymar is specifically for the arena, so he's not anything unique. You have Stoneskin on Stoutus. Those Stoutus could be a different champion, like another Poison champion, a good Sustain champion to support Mithrala. It could be various different champions basically. Stoutus is not required. He does make it faster, for sure, but he is not required by no means. I think Rio is a very solid potential substitute for Stoutus if you got Rio in that guaranteed event that happened a long time ago. But here we go. Also, throw some revenge stuff on Mithrala if you can, because those counterattacks I don't think count as an extra turn. So very solid option there. 32 turns to finish it off. Boom. Actually 32. Sweet. 66 points. So take that for what you may, guys. Thank you all very much for watching. Don't forget to drop a like, comment down below, and subscribe to the channel. And I'll catch you all in the next one.